you ever have a conversation with somebody about magazine capacity in your concealed carry weapon, and they say things like, if you can't get it done in 5 rounds, then you got a problem. Man, 6 rounds of 45, that's all you need. Well, yeah, it's only 2 rounds of 45, but it's 2 rounds of 45. I love the 45 round. It is one of the most fun rounds to shoot. But I'm also a bit of a realist. You have a bigger round that's supposedly supposed to make somebody disappear. Now, let's say for instance you had a death ray. You had a death ray that contained 1 shot, and whatever you hit completely vaporized and stop the threat just like that. And then you give me a Glock 19 that has 15 rounds of 9mm, which may or may not stop the person in 1 shot. Please believe that I will pick up that Glock 19 in a heartbeat. And here's why. I'm a capacity whore. In this day and age, we don't really know what we're going to encounter in terms of a life or death situation, especially a situation requiring you to use your gun. And because we don't know, I think the more options or the more opportunity to stop a threat is much better than this one magical shot that will effectively stop a threat. But if you miss, leaves you with no other options to defend yourself. Quite frankly, if they made a gun that was a 9mm and carried 100 rounds, I would carry it. Like, I don't see why I would limit myself from a capacity standpoint, unless the size and the weight of the gun, because of the capacity, makes it a burden to carry. If you had 2 Glock 19s, one of them carried 20 rounds, the other one carried 15. Exact same size, exact same shape, exact same everything. And you give 100 people the option, which one would they carry? Of course they're going to pick the Glock 19 that carries 20 rounds. It just makes sense. And I think that capacity from a concealed carry standpoint should be a very important factor. Now, I'm not telling you to subscribe to my thought process as far as capacity goes, but I don't think it's something that needs to be overlooked. And I think people need to really take a defensive situation and put it in the realm of reality. I'm not an expert marksman. 95% of the people who have and own guns and carry guns are not expert marksmen. So with that being said, you're gonna miss. There's a high probability that you will miss. Plain and simple. And you may need more than 1 round. Now, I know the statistics out there that tell us that defensive shootings are usually thwarted in 2 to 3 rounds or something to that effect. That is a collective aggregation of all self-defense shootings and put them together and average out the number of shots. So that means that there's some in there where it took 5 shots. There's some in there that takes 7, 2, 3, 1, maybe even 15. We don't know. But considering that, we need to be very cognizant of the fact that you don't know what type of situation you will find yourself in. And then if you're new to concealed carry and you're trying to determine what gun to get, I think if capacity is down here, I think you need to raise it up a couple notches and make that one of the important determinative factors on what you carry. Because I think sometimes we place too much emphasis on comfort. Now granted, I do think comfort should be up there, because the chances of you using that gun are very low. The chances of you carrying that gun every day in and out are very high. So if you're not comfortable carrying it, I think you need to really consider a comfortable gun. But when you reach a point where you have a segment of different guns that you feel comfortable with, honestly, I pick the one with the highest capacity, unless you're just married to a certain caliber, like 45. And I use 45 because the people who are adamant about 45 are gung-ho about it. The people who are for 9mm, they're just as crazy about it. So I'm a 9mm type person. The trade-offs I get as far as perceived knockdown power, I think they're marginal at best. Do I think a 45 would probably do a better job stopping someone? Probably so. But I would rather err on the side of having the ability to continue shooting versus having 6 or 5 shots, where once those are done, those are done. My philosophy is this: the lowest caliber that I'll carry, which is a 9mm, give me the highest capacity in that I can carry in a decent size and weight, and that's my standard. Basically, I want to hear you guys' opinions. Tell me what y'all think. Tell me how high you place capacity in the scheme of which gun you carry for concealed carry. And Go ahead and leave a comment. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, share, do all those great things. But most importantly, let me hear your feedbacks. Let me hear what you guys think about capacity in your carry concealed weapon. All right, folks, that's Mr. Colion Noir, and I'm out.